our law firm is Elrod Pope Law Firm. We're actually located in Rock Hill, South Carolina, not too far down the road from Case Status down in Charleston. And we handle all types of personal injury cases in North Carolina and South Carolina. And I'm always going to be coming back to, I think, shaving minutes off, this project here or there, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And it really does add up throughout the day. And this is a perfect example of that.
I'm showing you what it looks like within the actual case status platform, the AI summary in one location to give you that bird's eye view. To Ben's point, very detailed, using the case status data, to Leah's point, and being pretty spot on using what's already there, right? Giving you the actual client, the legal staff, the actual details, giving you insight onto what the case is, the ID, the actual timing of the case, when it happened, any appointments that are already going on, right? Leveraging what's in case status, like those appointments that have been taken care of, even the sentiment, right? As we're tracking Net Promoter Score, which is a tenant feature in the platform, it'll give you some insight into what that sentiment looks like. The client has expressed repeated concerns about the status of their case, right? And so it gives you more insight into what's going on with this particular client. And then follow-up items and open questions, documentation, appointments, a user question, and even tasks. So using all the goodness in case status and putting that at the forefront for someone like a Ben or someone like a case manager paralegal that may be handling more cases, or an owner of the firm that wants to get a good insight into what's going on, right? We've always believed in this idea of core visibility. We want the paralegal case manager to have the same communication that attorney is essentially having, and vice versa, so that everyone knows what's going on, right? And so leveraging this has been huge and is going to be huge for firms to, again, have more of that streamlined communication.
And I think this tool in particular is a really strong feature for managers, owners, for us to be able to keep a true pulse on, how things are going in each particular case, without necessarily having to take an hour-long dive into a FileVine activity feed to try to figure out what was the last thing that happened, how happy or unhappy is this client, and, what's going on in the case. And so, I can literally be on the phone with somebody, and before they even answered the ring, pulled up a summary feature and gotten a sentiment ranking on, how they're feeling about their case. And we had each of our case managers test this out with 3 to 5 clients, and not a single one of them came back to me and disagreed with the sentiment rating that was ultimately assigned. I mean, so it is spot on, and it picks up on tone. I mean, it's really impressive how it can really nail the overall, posture of a case.
What I love about this AI summary is that, again, I'm showing it to you what it looks like in actual case status, but to go to another tab here, it's available in the browser extension. So, please check out the browser extension. It's in the Chrome store if you haven't gotten it yet, but a great tool to just leverage the fullness of the platform while you're in your case management system, while you're in your inbox, while you're in any other tab, right? One single pane of glass to see what's going on. I wanted to take note of this here, last generated 2 hours ago. I almost feel bad that I actually generated it because I wanted to show what it looked like, because it's updating you, right? If it's been a while since you've used that, it's having you regenerate to give you the overview of what essentially is going on, right? But having the goodness here so that anybody involved in the case or not involved in the case can leverage this sentiment, the blockers, the actual follow-up items, to really increase that efficiency for law firms. So it's been a huge hit so far. Ben, we appreciate the feedback. It's going to be a huge hit for a number of other customers. But again, leveraging all of this in one tool is key.
And for us, I think, our staff, I've noticed in some of the messages, the AI actually, takes up for them and says, this client received a 4 out of 5, and, Hunter has been extremely responsive and, gone above and beyond to try to help. And they're just very frustrated with, the property damage situation. Or so you can really get some, clear ideas of, is this an us problem, or is this just a, it is what it is type situation with the law that we're dealing with. And also feel like this is a huge void for us, and that we used to have these, case meetings monthly or however often, where we would kind of hit the bird's eye view metrics of each case. Okay, what's the injuries? What are the medical expenses? What's the insurance coverage? What's the time on desk? And now you've got this whole category that you can add in. A lot of those meetings, that wasn't included. And so you can really figure out, okay, this person's dropped from a 5 to a 2. We need to get this back on track. And, my opinion, the sentiment probably comes through long before a bad review does. And so, with the importance of Google reviews in today's world more than ever, I think being able to get in front of that and cut it off. And I say the same about the NPS scores, and I know we'll probably chat about those. I'm obsessed over those, but just being able to be proactive versus reactive, instead of waiting on a 1-star review to come in and having to react to it, noticing somebody dipping a little bit and being able to provide some, one-on-one interaction and pick up the phone and call them, those types of things we've noticed can go such a long way, and we can get ahead of them, using these features.
Yeah, that makes me so happy to hear, because that is exactly where we're going with our roadmap in 2025. We want to make sure that we're picking up that sentiment on a message per message basis, and then really using that to inform our AI powered systems of, okay, what is the client feeling before you even get to that next NPS question?